This is Tennessee Whiskey, performed by Angela Petrilli, but it's by George Jones, if that makes sense. Anyways, it's a little compilation of some little riffs for one of my top subscribers, Dylan. So, Dylan, this is for you. I've time-stamped a couple different spots. The progression itself is pretty much the same. It's just the little fillers. So I wanted to get one of them, completely through. The tuning is standard in this, starting with open A, and then the chord form is, I'm sure you're familiar with F major. It looks like that, but it's up here. You're gonna go open A, and then 7, 6, 5, D, G, and B. This index, I'm gonna mute the high E. And then upstroke, and then really quick staccato rest. So it's like, and then a slide. These slides aren't the key part. She throws a lot of them in there. You can take them out if they throw you off, but fret 8 on the low E, slide, and then string mute down up, and then an open A string. Those 4 things sound like this. Now, in your tabs, the X across the strings, of course you have your cover sheet, it explains all this, but that's just telling you to string mute, just light pressure, and then down up, basically top 3 or 4 strings. And then the open A. Back to this A chord here, 7, 6, 5, D, G, B. Love this stuff. You're going to strum those 3, do a hammer on with your pinky to fret 7 on the G, and a pull off right back to 6, which is being handled with the middle finger. So, and then an open A. Make sure the hammer's loud and the pull. Don't just go and barely lift, Hammer it, boom, pull it. In other words, snap. That's where your volume comes from. You should hear within the chord. Open A, string mutes again, down up, and then 12th fret E slide. So, and then 5E, slide with the thumb. If this is too crazy, use your index. But players like Hendrix, which that's what this reminds me of actually, use their thumb a lot. Sliding to fret 7. Now we're from A major. Now we're in B minor. As that's ringing, go ahead and bar the 7th fret on the last 3 strings. So you have. Try that again. And then another slide from the low E to 5th fret, and then 5, slide to 7 again. When you get there, last 3 strings, 7th fret, and then hit it. Another slide off the low E to 5, 7 to 5, 7, 7 on the low E. As a matter of fact, this one just use your index. 7th fret bar, D, G, and B. Here it is. Down, up, down, let it ring, and then as it's ringing, we're hitting the underneath strings. That's kind of the concept for most of this. A root note with ringing over some other notes that make up that chord, in this case a B minor. Alright, so another slide, and then 5A, 3rd finger slide to 9. This is cool. Basically D major with the F sharp on the bass. So slide to 9, leave it ringing, bar the 7th fret, D, G, and B. See how you can still hear this. Really nice sounding chord. So it's a D major with an F sharp on the bass. So, and my favorite part, total Little Wing Hendrix style. 9A, and you're already there. 7, D, and G, already there. Play it twice. And then hammer the 9th fret the 2nd time on the D. The trick part is, Dylan, when you hammer, that you don't stop the 5G from ringing. You don't want this. We want That's the beauty of this. It's called double stops. Back to 7 D G, and then 9 7 A and D. Okay, thumb 5 low E. Here's our A chord again. 7 6 5. Go up down, hammer to 7 G, and then go up up down. That down we've resolved to the A major. Okay, that's an A suspended when this pinky's down. So you have up, down, up. 4G, slide to 6. I'd use the fingering in your tabs, middle finger. 5B, that's a hold. In other words, actually, I think that's all separated there. And then 6G, slide to 4, rest, and then slide to 2. Keep really solid pressure on them slides. Picks are what typically gets us our tone, right, or our volume. But when that doesn't happen, it means a technique is handling it, which is coming from this hand. In this case, a slide, which we're doing twice. So it's already going to be quieter. So keep hard pressure and kind of a jerky slide. Okay? And that kind of wraps up that little section. And then I picked a few other random parts at 1:15. A quick up mute on the G string, followed by a downstroke on 7G, slide to 9. We're going to use our middle finger. Like that. There it is. Keep it ringing as you're resting. Go 9E, and then slide them both back a whole step. That means 2 frets to fret 7. And then 7th fret barred, last 3 strings. So slide off the E again, and then 5E thumb, slide to 7. Let it ring as you do 7 DGB, slide, string mute. Sounds like this. 7th fret G, 7th fret high E, hybrid pick. That means we're going to pick and use our middle finger. So the pick will handle the G, the middle finger I'm going to go under the high E and pluck it so we can hear both of them. Sounds like this. Slide them up to 9. Oops. And you want to do that 3 times. And then slide back to 7. Make sure those volumes want to be as clear as possible. Even, I should say. And then the barred 7s, last 3. Slide off the 10E. Okay, top of page 3 is our last page. 5A, slide to 9 again with the 3rd finger. Drop the 7 DGB in, that's a hold, that's our D slash F sharp again. So we have mute the top 2, and then, or string mute I should say, and then right back to the hybrid pick thing. But this time you're going to go 7, slide 9, slide 7. Followed by 6G, 5E. They're just pieces of chords. So slide. Back to our A chord, 7 6 5 with the open high E. Go up down, hammer to 7G. So we'll go. Leave it down, go up, down, up, change. Just lift the pinky. So it's. If you hear the open A in there, that's fine, because it's an A chord. So. Might sound nice to throw it on the last strum, but she's not doing that. Number 3, I figured let's get a little piece of a solo that she's using. And this is, you'll hear it's right where she starts her leads. 7A, slide to 9. Up, down, 7D twice, vibrato rest. 9D, open G, down, up. Oops. So we have 9D slide to 11, 9G up down vibrato rest. So we have, then go open G, and then middle finger 9G slide to 11, and then up down 10B vibrato rest. And then go down, up, down, 12, 10, 12 on the B. Bend, stop the note, that's a whole step bend. 10 vibrato. 10, 3, bend a whole step. Stop the note. 12B, half step bend, that's a 1 fret bend. 10B, again vibrato. 12B, half bend. So you can check your half steps and whole steps by doing this. Fret 12B, let's see, I want to go a half step bend. That's my target note. Now if I do a whole step, that's just an arrow in tabs. If it has a half fraction, then we know it's a 1 fret. Whole step's 2 frets. There's our target. Well, it's twice. So you're dealing with one or the other throughout this. Alright, Dylan, I hope you have fun with that. Thanks for your support, buddy. I appreciate you. Thanks.